Hello everyone, this is Vipra and welcome to DMC Kitchen. What I do at DMC is that I am a dietitian by profession, but I also am the director for clinical operations. And month of March actually is very special to not only me, but I think to a lot of us because we are just getting out of the winter. And this is our first week of spring, which is beautiful out, and we look forward to having great weather outside. And what is another thing that's very special about this month is celebrating the world of flavors through National Nutrition Month. So that gives me an opportunity to connect with you and to be able to showcase some of the flavors of the world. You talk about some herbs, spices, very different kinds of proteins, lathered up with sauces, which is some of my favorite sauces that I'm going to showcase today. And I hope that you can be available in the next 20 to 25 minutes. And of course, you can, log in and put in your questions. If I am not able to answer it today, I'll make sure that I respond to any questions that you have. This is really exciting to me. And a lot of times people think that, healthy cooking, cooking with different flavors is a lot of work. In fact, I was talking two nights ago with someone as I was grocery shopping for today's show. And I talked about all these veggies that we're going to be, showcasing today to all of you. And she said that sounds like a lot of work. And to me, what's really important is pre-planning. If you have a Saturday or Sunday or any day of the week, all you need to give is 2 hours, literally 2 hours. And if you've done all your prep with marinades, different veggies, and you've kept all of those together stocked up in the kitchen, I will say to you, because I've done it for my family for many years in the past, that it's extremely easy. You feel good about eating fresh foods. You feel good about what you're adding in the meals. So it's really not a rocket science, and it gives you personal satisfaction when you have a healthy meal in front of you. So I hope I can live up to that. So let's get started. So what we're going to focus on today is we're going to make some crispy chickpeas. A lot of times people have a hard time saying, how do I get my fiber? How do I get protein that gives me fiber? So tell you what, all of your lentils, all of your beans, chickpeas, red kidney beans, you can actually, if you don't like chickpeas, not everybody's a fan of chickpeas, you can use red kidney beans. And and I go for organic because again, it's not less pesticides. And also this is something that is low sodium. The other option is actually, that's our Snowy, by the way, in the back. He is a puppy, 1-year-old puppy, and he is chewing on my shoes right now. But he's busy, which is good. So edamame is another really great option that is low carb, high in protein and fiber. So it's up to you what you want to use for your crispy beans. You can throw it on your salad. You can have it as a snack. So we're going to do the crispy chickpeas with different spices. We are also going to introduce you to something which is, you can say it's a smoothie, but it's actually a probiotic drink, which is called lassi, or lassi is what we call in India. It's something like tomatoes or tomatoes, how you want to say it. It's actually a probiotic, very, very healthy drink. Those of us who are going through some respiratory symptoms, bacterial infection, and need antibiotics, do not forget your probiotics for those. That's a really great option. So we're going to do that. We're going to actually make tropical mango blueberry lassi. And then I'm also going to introduce you to Mediterranean style fish with 2 different sauces. One is going to be with tomatoes and olives, which we all love. And another new intro that I'm going to do is northern African sauce, which is flavored with cumin seeds, coriander, parsley, and cilantro. So I'll introduce that. But let's get started on our fish first, because when you talk about Mediterranean, I love the Mediterranean Sea that has so many different countries, and there's so much uniqueness, there's so much flavors that every region has, and it's interesting to see how they all blend in a little bit. So what I thought this time that I do is I'll marinate your olive oil. Olive oil is all-time favorite, so you take olive oil. If you're going to go up with a higher heat, for some reason, fish doesn't take that long, so it's going to be really quick. But if you're going to go for, high grilled oven baked stuff, then you might want to try avocado oil instead. So this one, you just very lightly marinate it with olive oil, black pepper, and just a sprinkle of sea salt. That's all that you need for this. It's already in there, and it's going to start cooking in a little bit. So pretty much, I selected the Seabass because it's very light fish. It's a white fish. A lot of times people they're not sure how long it's going to take to cook. So if you're looking for something quick on a busy evening, you come back to work, and if you want to throw that frozen sea bass. The other thing that you can think about is salmon. Salmon is another great option. Tuna steak is another one. Or if you just like your simple cod and halibut, those are some great options too. So really, you can choose to do which fish you want to do. And as you can see that this has already started to simmer a little bit. So we'll let it simmer in olive oil and black pepper and your sea salt a little bit. In the meantime, as this is getting ready, what we're going to do is we will start our crispy chickpeas. As I said, you have different options. Now, you can make that any chickpeas or anything that you do. So this particular one, and we'll share all the recipes with you, but this particular one, believe it or not, I took it off from our so these are organic garbanzo beans or chickpeas, whatever you want to call it. I took those out from the can, and this morning I drained them off on a paper towel. That's all that you need. Just drain it and put it in there. And then you put it in the oven for 350 degrees for just about 20 minutes. But you do have to take it off a little bit, just so that it can be well browned on all areas. I use my air fryer, very easy to use. Again, I still have to, stir a little bit. And look at this. This is nice and crispy now. So that's all that you need. 20 minutes, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And those canned beans, now you've turned them into a crispy beans that you can throw it on your salad, or you can just eat it as a snack. Like, mid-afternoon snack time, you get hungry and you just then start going into chips and stuff, and you need that crunchiness. This is a great option. And like I said, edamame is same thing. You can do the same thing, and edamame actually has a ton of fiber and protein. So this is a great option also. So in this one, I'm actually going to add a little bit of sesame oil. Again, sesame oil has the unsaturated fat benefits to it. A lot of times in cooking, we end up not using a lot of sesame, so this gives me an opportunity to use the sesame oil. Gives a nice nutty flavor to this, our nuts. And then you can also add, if you enjoy doing taking some olive oil, you can just add a tad bit of olive oil just to get that coated up. And then I enjoy, so you can pretty much use Cajun seasoning to this. That is an option. Some of the other options that we have, you can also make this one with Italian seasoning. There is, I really enjoy this with mango powder. This is, raw mango powder. You can even buy it from Amazon or some of the Indian grocery stores. I enjoy putting those on. It gives you a nice tartary taste to it. And then if you like a little bit of spice or hotness to it, you can throw in some cracked red peppers. Or our favorite, of course, is black pepper. So you can throw in some black pepper in there. And there you go, your crispy chickpeas is ready. You can also, if you don't like the flavor of mango powder or Cajun, you're not a Cajun kind of a person, or Italian, there is a Middle Eastern seasoning, which is one of my favorite seasoning. It's called za'atar. You know, one of my very close friends has taught me Middle Eastern meals that at some point, if you're interested in learning that, I'd love to show that to you as well. So this is, za'atar is another option. So there you go. You can actually look at how our fish is getting ready. Not a lot of time. I'm going to just move it a little bit. See, it's starting to break a little bit, which is fine. But it's almost ready actually. So I'm going to reduce the heat to this so that it's just enough, but it's really ready to go. Now there are two sauces that will go with it. One is our Mediterranean tomato base sauce, which I'm going to add to this, which I'm going to start. Let's see, here you go. And then I'm going to add a little bit of, I'm going to add the dry wine, which is the one that I'm using is Moscato. It's a really sweet wine, but it's dry. So, you know, and most of the cooking, it helps, this particular wine actually helps with giving it a caramelized flavor. So I really like that one. So I'm going to add a little bit of wine. Again, you can go easy, or you can just, you know, eat. This one I'm just adding about 1/4 cup to it. The other things that makes this particular entree really special is the fennel seeds. Fennel seed or leaves, very flavorful. You just chop it up. So it's actually a bulb that looks like this, and I took out the stalk and then chopped it up. Very smells really very fresh, so you can just add that to it. And the base of it, let me talk about the base of it. It's got a little bit of olive oil. I put fresh tomatoes, but you can put stewed tomatoes to it. I put you know, onions and garlic. So that's the base that I got ready initially, and then I'm just going to add the fennel leaves to it. Olives is very, very you know, adds nice taste to this and enhances other flavors too. And then the last one that I like to add to it is basil. I'm going to add a little bit of basil in there, and parsley and basil, whatever herbs that you want to, you know, do, you could do that. So this is our one sauce that is almost ready. I don't overcook the fennel leaves or olives, because, you know, the more you cook, the more you know, you lose flavor out of it. So I like to keep it very much, just no more than 5 minutes, and then you get the real texture and the flavor of the food. So our fish is ready. Our, you know, sauce is almost going to be ready soon. So I'm going to just reduce the temp a little bit. We added the wine to it, and the other sauce that I'd like to do, which I want to showcase to you, is a combination of cumin seeds. This is Northern African sauce, which is called chermoula, CHERMOULA, and it is flavorful. So this one has roasted cumin seeds, roasted coriander seeds, just a tablespoon of each. I put in a little bit of ginger, garlic, parsley and cilantro, and then you throw in some olive oil in there and lemon. So that's our last one. I'm just going to squeeze that lemon in there. And now I'm just going to make a paste of that, and that will go on our fish as well. That one going. Turn this off because fish is ready. So our sauce is ready. You don't need to do anything else. The other thing that with this one is you not only can add to your fish on top, gives you a good flavor, it can also be used as a dressing on your salads. Another way that I like to use that is on your, if you're making chicken, you can marinate with chicken, you can have it like that. And the other thing that I've seen that they do is they make it like a carrot soup. Spring is the time, carrots are coming out, you're making a carrot soup. You just put a 2 tablespoons of that and just kind of swirl that, and it is such a beautiful sight because, you know, we eat first with our eyes. So it's a beautiful sight, and then gives you these flavors that just burst out because carrot is very mellow, and then you have these flavors that enhance that. So that's another way that you can do that on your soups. I'm going to turn this off. We will plate our main entree in a little bit. As I said, our crispy chickpeas are ready. And now I want to talk about the probiotic drink that we just, and then so basically what this is, it's a tropical blueberry mango lassi. And what I did was last night I made homemade yogurt, and I made it in our instant pot. It's right there. And basically the homemade yogurt is, you know, 1% organic milk, and then I put a starter in there. So what is a starter? So a starter is good bacteria that's really good for our gut, for it just balances your microbiome and helps a great deal for your gut health. So for those of us who are not big fans of fermented food, I think probiotic, another way to get that is that. So you can see this is the homemade yogurt that I made, and what I'm going to add is I'm going to just add a little bit of that, and then to that I'm going to add frozen blueberries, organic frozen blueberries. And I like to use almond milk, unsweetened almond milk. You could do vanilla if you wanted, but I use unsweetened almond milk. And with that, I also add soaked up almonds. Soaked up almonds actually add good protein to this probiotic drink. So I'm going to add some soaked up almonds that I've peeled. So that's that. And my favorite, all-time favorite, mangoes. These are organic frozen mangoes. I'm going to add that. So if you're using frozen blueberries or frozen mangoes, you really do not need to add extra ice cubes to it because, you know, this is frozen, it's easy. The last one, which I am so excited to share with you, is the acai berries. You must have heard of acai berries. They are another, highly nutrient berries that, the unique thing about that is, just like your avocados, 50% of your acai berry has healthy fats. So I really like the acai berry. And you can use, so this one is 100% acai berry juice that I like to add to it. Gives a tropical taste. You can see the berries are sitting in the bottom like that, and I just add that too. And then just give it a swirl. And there you go. This is a great smoothie to have first thing in the morning or with your meals, especially if you have a little bit of a spicy meal. If you have this on the side, it calms your gut down. It really does. So helps with the digestion. Again, really great to use. And then to this, I add lime zest to this just to give that on top. And there you go. Your tropical lassi is ready. Your crispy chickpeas, that is a great snack also to have. And I'm going to plate our fish with 2 different sauces. Okay, this is ready to go with that fish. Just put it on this. And on one, like to add our flavorful Mediterranean sauce. Lots of benefits just on top. And on the other one, I like to make it diverse with sauce inspired by Northern South Africa or Northern Africa. There you go. And there you go. You have this nice entree. And then with that, we make, on the side dish, you know, there's always something that, how do we make the side dish? And I'm going to show two different kinds of grains that are really, again, high in fiber, some protein that you can get from quinoa. So I'm going to use quinoa salad. So what I have here is chopped up kale with, to add some good color to it. I love the red cabbage, so just chopped up red cabbage. And you can put some lemon zest and you squeeze in lemon in there. There you go. And then with that, I have pre-cooked with the one that I use just to enhance more protein value. I do use bone broth. There's chicken bone broth that I use to cook this quinoa. Quinoa is very easy to cook. This one is a tricolor quinoa, extremely high in fiber and also in protein. So it fills you up because it's got protein in there. It fills you up. So all you do is, if it's a cup of quinoa you're going to use, all you need to do is a cup of chicken broth and a cup of water. So 1:2 ratio is what you want to use for this. So you add that to your kale. It's an, you know, you can actually make it ahead of time, and all you do is, once you make any protein, chicken, fish that you're thinking of, you can just have this ready to go. And I like to add arugula salad to it because that, you know, adds a nutty flavor. So you can just add that. And this particular one asks for mint. You know, mint is the first herb that starts to pop out when it's springtime. So you're gonna have different reasons to add mint to pretty much everything. So quinoa salad would be one example that you could add it to. So this is your fresh basil, fresh mint, and then you add scallions to it. Just, you don't have to add scallions. Some people find it sharp. You don't need to add that, but this is an option. Now, if you want to add olive oil to it, you can. You know, that's very good. I like to add apple cider based vinegar a lot to my dressings as a dressing. So this is one that you can add. Another one that I like to add is the balsamic. Gives a nice sweet flavor to it. This is avocado oil based. This one is olive oil based. So these are some two great options. And this, you can keep it ready just like this in the fridge. And when you're ready to eat, all you do is just sprinkle some dressing to your quinoa salad. Now, those of you who are, I don't like my quinoa, don't have the taste for it, I find it a little bland. You could also try wild rice. So that's another option with any of your fish meal. A lot of people like to have rice with their fish. So you could do the wild rice. This is again the same way I make it. I'll soak up the rice, and then I will then make it with chicken broth or beef broth if you prefer that. Bone broth is what I like to go for because it adds up protein and it improves the glycemic, of your people who are watching their blood sugars. It does improve the glycemic value of that food when you add it with bone broth. So that's another option you could use if you didn't want to do the quinoa. There are other grains available too that if you prefer doing that, again, it's the flavors of the world. So, you know, you can choose to do whatever you enjoy eating, and it's always good to experiment with different flavors, and you know, next thing you know, it becomes your favorite. So that's, you can have that with this. The last one that I'd like to, you know, meals typically do not go without something sweet. So what I want, which is very easy to make, is springtime, loads of fruit. You can never go wrong with fruits. You can add fruits that is to your flavor. What I have done with this one is, this is called Ambrosia salad. And long time ago, ancient days, this used to be the dessert that was offered to the gods of the Greeks in Greek mythology. So this is very, you know, it's been for many, many years, many centuries back. They would just, you know, make it with the cream and also with the fruit. So any fruit that was available to them. So what we have here is basically, you can add chopped up. So this one is, what I substituted was I took 50% you know, whipped cream, and I put 50% coconut cream with some almond milk in there. So, you know, you can reduce the saturated fat when you add almond cream and the milk, the coconut cream. So I did 50-50, and you whip it off, which is what, you know, you can see it's very light. And just whip it off, keep it ready to go. When you're ready to serve the salad, which is the Ambrosia salad, you add in pineapples, your berries, any berries that of your choice, you can add those. You can be liberal with that. You can add as many as you want. Mango, as I said, you can add mango if a mango is in the season, but you know, this particular one usually prefers that it's all fresh fruits. This one is your navel oranges, and clementine is what I chopped up here. It's really nice and sweet. You add those to it, you mix it up. And then once you have mixed it up, all you do is you top it with some coconut flakes. Now, those of us who like walnuts can add walnuts to it. You do have a choice of adding pine nuts. Pine nuts is another ancient nut that we have, comes from the Middle East. So that is something that you can add for flavoring. Pistachio, another kind of nut that you can add. I'm going to add pistachio to this. And I like to top it up with coconut sugar. It's really nice and crunchy. Gives you that nice look to it. Again, we eat with our eyes first. So there you go. You have nice salad dessert with berries on top. And there you have your dessert. And the only thing that I'm missing here is having you all in person. That is the only thing, because I remember a couple of years ago we would do so many cooking demos, but time's coming. I know it's getting better, and I just cannot wait to have you taste the flavors of the world. And like I said, I miss you, all of you, to see in person, and time is not that far away when we will be doing these classes back at our 14 Shanita Road room. And so I'm so excited. And again, I know everybody's so busy, and I hope you enjoyed this, because I did too. And I hope to see you all in person soon. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful spring.